How's it going, people? Well, I'm still working on chapter 1 of this, and I can't do anything else until I'll at least get through chapter 1, so I hope you'll bear with me. Let me start at the top of page 14. The day on which Titus had encompassed Jerusalem was the feast of the Passover. Here, let it be remembered that it was the time of this feast on a preceding occasion that Christ was taken, condemned, and executed. It was at the time of this feast that the heifer in the hands of the sacrificing priests brought forth a lamb. Sounds like a David Pecker story. All right. And just after the feast of another time, that the miraculous besieging armies were sent over Jerusalem just before sunset. Miraculous. Make it sound like a good thing. All right, I'm going to stop commenting. And now, at the time of the Passover, the antitype of this prodigy appears in the besieging army of Titus. Multitudes of Jews convened at Jerusalem from surrounding nations to celebrate the feast. Miserable people, going with intent to feed on the Paschal lamb, but really to their own final slaughter for rejecting the Lamb of God, who taketh away the sins of the world. End quote. The Jews had imprecated the blood of the true Paschal lamb by them wantonly shed on themselves. And on their children. God was now going in a signal manner to take them at their word. He hence providentially collected their nation under sentence of death as unto a great prison for the day of execution. And as their execution of Christ was signal, lo, degrading the death of the cross, so their execution should be signal and dreadful. The falling city was now crowded with little short of 2 million of that devoted people. The event came suddenly and unexpectedly to the Jews, as the coming of a thief, and almost like lightning, Josephus notes this, and thus, without design, shows the fulfillment of these hints of Christ. That his coming should be like a thief in the night, and like lightning under the whole heaven. The furious, contending factions of the Jews, on finding themselves environed with the Roman armies, laid aside for the moment their party contentions, sallied out, rushed furiously on their enemies, on their common foe, and came near utterly destroying the 10th Legion of the Roman army. This panic among the Romans occasioned a short suspension of hostilities. Some new confidence hints inspired the hopes of the Jews, and they now determined to defend their city. But being a little released from their terrors of the Romans, their factious resentments again rekindled and broke out in great fury. The faction under Eleazar was swallowed up in the other two. Under John and Simon, slaughter, conflagration, and plunder ensued. A portion of the center of the city was burned, and the inhabitants became as prisoners to the two furious parties. The Romans here saw their proverb verified, quos Dios vult perdi prius dementat. Whom God will destroy, he gives up to madness. Speaking of madness, I'm going to take a break and try some chocolate-covered bacon from the general store in Forbstown. Let's see how this goes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, the heavens have opened. Anyway, stay tuned. Going to start the page 15 in a minute.